Capricorn, it's time for your weekly reading, May 8th to, what is it, the 14th, 2021. So I hope this is going to be a good one. Capricorns are very, very important people in my life. My beautiful daughter is Capricorn, and my magnificent boyfriend is Capricorn, and I find you guys endlessly fascinating. You guys are, like, so interesting to me. I do not naturally have the qualities that you guys have, and I have to try to cultivate them. I've got a different set of exact opposite qualities. So, unlike you guys, I'm not the best planner in the world, and, all of that. I'm easily distracted, and, very different than the typical Capricorn. So, I watch you guys with great interest, and I am learning all kinds of things all the time. And I do tons of readings for Capricorn for the reason that I have Capricorns in my life who are close to me. So it is a sign that I am super duper in tune with. So I'm hoping you have a lovely reading today. I'm going to do a new spread, one that I've never done until right now, which is going to be 3 cards about you, 3 cards about what's going on right now, and 3 cards about the answer to any question or, advice for how to move on from the current, so into next week or whatever. And if you want to tell me anything, my email is below. I love to hear from you. I've gotten lots of questions and comments and all of that from you guys. You can always just leave a comment, but if you want to do so privately, you can just send me an email. Okay, let's check it out. The moon. I hate this card, and it's constant lately. Ooh. You guys and your pentacles. Huh. A mixed bag. Not bad, though. Not bad. Okay. So let's dive in here. The moon. Okay, so this is about you. This is about you. So the moon is a card of mystery. You guys, I do generalize with Capricorns because I know a lot about them, okay? That does not mean that you can't be different than the other Capricorns. There are exceptions to everything. So, if I'm doing that too much, feel free to tell me what you're like, and then I will have, another Capricorn to refer to in my arsenal of people that I know who are Capricorn. Let's face it, we all have differences. I'm Aries, and I am the exact typical Aries. But I do have lots of friends who are also Aries, and they are less typical. I have only met one person in my life who felt exactly like me. And interestingly, he was born within 100 miles of where I was born, within a couple of days of each other, and I believe this either the same year or a year ahead. I'm not positive about that. But anyway, we got along about everything and agreed on everything. So it was quite interesting. So the moon is very mysterious. You guys, what I was going to say is you guys often overthink things and rehash things and really don't give yourselves a break ever on anything mentally. Sometimes to the point where you dream about things and your subconscious does not even have time to rest. The moon is often about mystery and dreams and nightmares and the subconscious. And I'm just going to say this is because you guys overthink things so much typically. Because you care. You care about your future. You care about people generally. You are so earthy. You need tangible things to deal with in life, and you guys tend to want to make things work correctly, whether that is a physical item or the way things are in life. You guys have so many amazing qualities. Like, I absolutely love Capricorns. So I'm one of your biggest supporters. This card typically can be a card of poverty or at least loss of funds. I'm going to say, because this is about you guys worry about this a lot. Capricorns are so into creating security and often in a very big way. You guys tend to be really good with money and investing and all kinds of things like that. So I'm going to say this is the part of your personality that is always worried about not having enough resources and, you know, investments and money and anything dealing with finances and with health too, because that, let's face it, you can't necessarily buy that. So you guys seem to always work on longevity and financial longevity also. So I think that's just, that part of your personality is just always being worried about it. However, if you have had a loss of income, because a lot of people have in these crazy times, um, you know, obviously that would become part of what you are like right now. You're having to adjust, you're having to change, you're having to find ways of doing things differently. And I hope that is not the case, but I do understand it may well be the case. And the Hanged Man, if this is what I just said, you're probably, well, regardless of if this is what I said, you still will probably be doing the Hanged Man, because it is about going within and finding your inner wisdom and, you know, really having to look at the situation as it is and figure things out. But it can also be about sacrifice. If there are financial concerns, you might be having to sacrifice all kinds of things. So, you know, this might not sound super positive, but it kind of is, because you guys are really good at taking hold when things get crazy in the, well, I mean, you don't like it when things in the financial department aren't amazing, but you still are good at dealing with it. You guys don't go off and do anything stupid. You guys are really good at getting back on track, typically. Then we've got what's going on now. So if this is your current situation, the world, this is great. Or maybe it's in the process of being created, because that's what you guys do. You create security and all that positive stuff related to that. So the world is all about being able to achieve anything you want to. And I know that you guys can do that without question. That is a Capricorn trait that I would say you all pretty much have. This is a card about juggling. You know, sometimes it's juggling finances with home life. Sometimes it's juggling, you know, trying to do workouts when you have to work all the time. Whatever you're juggling. You know, this is pretty normal for you guys to get this card, because you're very active in your financial life, working. You guys tend to be very, very hard workers, very diligent, very thorough. And so, you know, whatever time is left, you're usually juggling other things. So then here we've got another Pentacles card. This is somebody who's a skilled worker who's being hired by somebody to do this job, and that's often you, because you are a hard worker. It is also a card of laying foundations, so it could be laying the foundations for a future of investing. It could be laying the foundations for building a home, which is also a good investment. Anything where you're laying foundations or beginning things, taking the proper steps. You know, you've got all these pentacles. This is all about taking the proper steps to achieve what you want to achieve in life. Then we have got the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a fellow who has an awful lot of things that he's passionate about, that he's already got, which is fantastic. But he's going off in search of this missing cup. So if that's you and that's something that's happening right now, you have to determine if walking away from these cups is worth going off looking for that one missing cup. Or maybe this is your partner, or maybe this is your child, or somebody else in your life who's going off to do this. And it will affect you, and it'll affect your decisions. And then here we've got the Hierophant, which is about society. So it can mean a wedding, it can mean a graduation, you know, it can mean the sacraments in Catholicism. It can mean any milestone of life, or any following the typical societal norms and traditions. So, you know, for example, I'm not wild about the card. I like the traditional parts, but I don't necessarily like the idea of doing everything everybody else is doing when everybody else is doing it. So depending on how you feel about that, Capricorns are usually pretty okay with this kind of thing. You know, I mean, everybody's different, but usually you guys, because you guys like accomplishments and you guys like recognition of accomplishments. And most Capricorns I know are somewhat traditional and really enjoy traditional things. So this is not a terrible card for you, I'm guessing. In fact, it's quite a good card for you. So say the person depicted in this card is going off to find the love of their life, to get married. But they do have all this awaiting them at home. What is this? Is this going off and leaving like your parents, brothers and sisters and things to go find this love of your life? That doesn't sound like a terrible thing, you know. That seems like the normal order of things. But is that what we're talking about here? It's going to be different for each and every one of you. So think about that. And then as you go off wherever you're going to go, you carry this baggage with you. Now, when I look at this, this is how I think of this. Okay, so you want something to change. You're going off seeking something. But you have all this baggage with you. And these are thoughts that are not helping you to get the things you want in life. Maybe what you want is to retire. And you're not on that path. Maybe what you want is to get married and have a really successful marriage. And because of this baggage, maybe you're not ready for that yet. Sometimes when people have things like this, they need to just take some time. But it might mean something else for you. I mean, like I say, this is a general reading, and when the readings are general, it's hard to pinpoint things because I'm not feeling a specific person's vibe. So think about all of this and see how it plays out in your week. I hope you have a fantastic week, Capricorn, because I'm crazy about you. And I hope to talk to you soon. So until then, take care.